Hello everybody, welcome to Framlegate Schools Durham's parent information videos. Normally at this time of year we would have a series of evenings for parents, one for each year group, where we would present some information that is relevant to that particular year group for that particular year. For example, on careers, on personal social education, or on option choices. This year, for obvious reasons, we aren't able to do that. So my senior team have put together a series of videos which we hope you'll find informative and will help you out. My job is simply to introduce those videos and to say a few words about the school. I'm really pleased with the progress we're making as a school. You can see there the ethos statement, which I think is now familiar to all of you. And we've built the school over the last 3 years on the back of this particular ethos statement of excellence, compassion and respect. Our new website, which you can see above me, provides lots more information, particularly around the curriculum, but on all aspects of school life. And if you haven't seen it already, I would encourage you to have a look at the relevant pages before you make contact with us with any questions that you may have. Finally, I just want to say something about COVID. I'd like to thank all of our parents for supporting us in our attempts to keep students and those that they live with safe and well. As you'll be aware, we have 3 strands to our safety campaign. The first is to keep year group bubbles separate so that students don't come into contact with students during the school day from other year groups. And we do that by having students leave lessons and go back into the building in a staggered and orderly way so that year groups are separate. Secondly, we try and keep surfaces as clean as possible to avoid transmission. And we do that by having staggered lunch times, gaps between lunches so that surfaces can be cleaned down. And between every single lesson, the teachers use an antiviral spray in the classroom to keep the desks clean. Our third strategy is to try and reduce aerosol transmission, which is the most common form of transmission. And where we can't socially distance students, for example, in classrooms, we ask students to wear face coverings. I would say that 95–96% of our students are all complying with that quite happily. It doesn't hinder teaching and learning, despite what you sometimes hear. And the majority of students are complying and quite happy to wear face coverings. They do need to be reminded sometimes, and I would ask you to please keep supporting us in our drive to get them to wear them. A handful of our students don't wear face coverings, and if I'm honest, it's because their parents don't want them to, not because they are unwilling themselves. I would ask you, if you're one of those parents, to please rethink. It is not about whether your child can catch, you believe they'll catch or be seriously ill with the virus. It is about the ability to transmit the virus to my staff who are working with them and teaching them every day, and also you at home, and so that they don't carry home the virus and infect parents or grandparents. Please talk to your children too about their actions outside of the school. Obviously, when 1,300 students leave the school grounds at the same time, the virus doesn't stop. And I have spoken to them before about the importance of social distancing. And it's particularly important if they're travelling on school buses that they wear the face coverings throughout the journey and don't remove them. We have had 1 or 2 complaints from members of the public, particularly on the Langley Park bus, but also on other service buses, not the school buses, that have said that some students are removing their face masks and refusing to comply. So please keep talking to your children about the important safety messages we're giving. It's our job to teach them as best we can, and that's going very well. It's also our job to keep your children safe and for you to stay safe at home too. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoy the rest of the videos.